Let's get it on. Forget the loss, the money. We're in this together and do it all. They said that nothing's forever, and they refuse to see the change in me. Why won't they wake up?
What up, it's your boy T-Bear here on Reaction and Days Wrestle Wednesday. So a couple videos, as I said, a few videos I'm gonna do is about tag team as well too. So I just got finished doing a video from Parts for Known about the 10 tag team champions that never won a championship, which is sad. Now this one is almost kind of included because some of the stuff has been mentioned in that video as well too. But this is the worst version of it. This is 10 worst WWE tag team breakers of all time though. So one thing about tag teams though is always gonna be a breakup no matter what. It's very rare that it hasn't. No one rarity right now is a New Day, or they break a team up, but not without either somebody turning or somebody fighting each other, but just separating them shows like they did with Big E, separating Big E from Kofi and Xavier. But there's a time where when a new tag team gets started and when they start getting hot, Vince is itching to push that breakup button with them as well too, where they came up from a developmental company, developmental territory or whatever. Either way, Vince don't like tag teams. So anyway, without further ado, we're gonna check out 10 worst WWE tag team breakups. Let's get it. This is from Cultaholic.
Friendship is a disease in the eyes of Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
WWE has seen plenty of tag teams split up over the years. While some partings have gone down in history, see that coward Marty Jannetty trying to escape Shawn Michaels through the barbershop window, some have been far less impressive.
Yep.
Today we are ranking the breakups based on how they went down, what happened after, and all the money that was left on the table. Trust me, there was a lot of it. I'm Adam Pacitti from Cultaholic Wrestling, and these are the 10 worst WWE tag team breakups. Join us. Number 10, the Smoking Guns. Before Billy was down.
That sucked. Yeah, the way they broke him up did suck though, man. It was a cool team, but the way they broke him up really sucked though.
Ass, and before Bart was cannon fodder for Butterbean, this pair of kayfabe brothers were a tag team by the name of the Smoking Guns. The pair debuted together in 1993 and would go on to win 3 sets of World Tag Team titles. Cracks started to appear in the siblings' relationship when manager Sonny abandoned them in 1996. This
Jezebel
led to Billy walking out on Bart during a match, costing his team the win. Hang on a second, Bart won the match anyway. So what was the point of Billy walking out on him like that? Right. Anyway, the two men continued to butt heads throughout the rest of the year. They were on opposite sides of a match at Survivor Series, well, the pre-show anyway, and then squared off in a singles match on Raw, which ended after 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, that thing when he Bart threw Billy into the rope, and he acted like he sold the hell out of it too, like and acted like he broke his neck off of it though. He did sell it pretty good, and then I guess they found out there wasn't any real whites coming here. Chad's eyes and Bart, it was stupid.
Bart dropped Billy on the top rope and gave him a neck injury.
It was so stupid.
They finally had a conclusive blow-off match. The tiny amount of momentum from their underwhelming split had fizzled out and died. In fact, Billy was even calling himself Rockabilly by this point, which should tell you all you need to know.
So
Number 9,
stupid.
Y2AJ.
Oh yeah.
When AJ Styles first debuted for WWE at the 2016 Royal Rumble, the minds of fans ran amok with ideas of dream matches and feuds for the Phenomenal One. He soon settled into a program with Chris Jericho, whom he beat at Fastlane. Jericho then extended the olive branch to his adversary, saying that they should form a tag team together. Thus, Y2AJ was born. Y2AJ quickly picked up a pair of wins over tag champs The New Day, leading to a title match between the two duos on Raw. The champions retained, which led to Jericho turning on his partner after all of 3 weeks together. Styles and Jericho went through about half a year's worth of storyline beats in less than a month. They feuded, got together, split up, and then they had a match at WrestleMania. Putting these two in a team in the first place was a bit of a weird idea, and their breakup shortly thereafter was even stranger. By the way, if anyone out there actually bought one of those Y2AJ t-shirts, then please tell me. I'm so curious. Number 8, the Primetime Players.
Yeah. Oh,
the Primetime Players of Titus O'Neil and Darren Young have the notable exception of being part of not one, but 2 failed breakup storylines. First appearing as a unit in 2012, PTP went on a decent little run in the tag division, coming close to winning the straps on several occasions. Unfortunately, even with their $1 million moves, O'Neil and Young didn't stay on the same page for long. Titus attacked Darren in early 2014, turning the big man heel and leading to a major grudge match at Elimination Chamber. That battle was so intense, so violent, so emotional that their rematch ended up being on an episode of Main Event.
Yep.
What an upgrade. A year later, the two former friends reunited once again and even ended up winning the WWE Tag Team Championships. After that reign ended, they fell into obscurity, and then guess what happened? O'Neil turned on Young again. When will you learn, Darren? Anyway, this feud didn't even get a pay-per-view blow-off, instead culminating in a lackluster match on Raw. But hey, Bob Backlund was involved this time.
Yeah.
That's got to be worth something, right? Right? Number 7, the Bella Twins.
Oh, yeah.
Nikki and Brie Garcia, as they are now known, turned on each other so many times in WWE that it would be impossible to recount every single story beat in one entry. And it would also be really boring. At SummerSlam 2014, they actually provided fans with quite a bit of excitement. Brie was wrestling Stephanie McMahon after the former came to her husband Daniel Bryan's aid against the Authority. Just when it looked like she had the boss's daughter beat, Brie was viciously assaulted by her own sister.
Yeah, I knew, and the thing about it, I knew it was going to happen because I had a feeling that she was going to do it just because the fact that the Go Home show, one of the Go Home show, I don't know, it was the Go Home SmackDown Raw, Triple H trapped Brie while Stephanie viciously beats Nikki down. I feel like I knew she was going to like turn her, just act like she didn't have her back or some shit like that, or get jealous because she's getting this big shiny match and all that as well too.
And Steph picked up the win. Wow, what a shocking moment. I hope the rest of the storyline's this good.
No.
Well, what followed was months and months of unbearable television. The twins had a pair of failed interventions on Raw, including the infamous Died in the Womb segment, before Nikki beat Brie in a match that made the loser the servant of the winner. And what happened after that? Brie sided with her sister again by kissing AJ Lee at Survivor Series to help Nikki win the Divas Championship.
That was stupid.
We are so far removed from that great SummerSlam moment that it is but a mere dot on the horizon.
Stupid.
Number 6, Heavy Machinery.
Oh my God. No, my God. Oh man, that whole I don't care what anybody said. I'm gonna keep saying this. Everybody can say no, he deserves it. I don't fuck off. For those that say that, I'm gonna say that they did Otis dirty. They did that man so dirty. That whole thing with the money back, they did him so dirty, man. They did that man so dirty. I don't give a shit. He should have kept the money back, but he'll tell you the whole story about it. They did him dirty, and then on top of that, what happened afterwards, man? They did that man so dirty. Oh my God, man. I'm glad he's back to his old stuff now with the Alpha Academy, but later on as his old self, he still with Alpha Academy as a baby face his old self. They did him so dirty, man.
This won the 2020 Men's Money in the Bank, and not in a cool Dwayne Johnson kind of way. Otis was popular, but was he really ready to be the next world champion? The answer was, unfortunately, no.
Yeah.
WWE seemingly realized they had made a mistake and booked the big man to lose his briefcase to The Miz at Hell in a Cell. Just to make Otis look even more of a loser, they had his long-term partner Tucker turn on him too. Starting in NXT as Heavy Machinery, Tucky and Otis were called up to the main roster in 2019.
Dirty.
They never won Tag Team Gold, but were solidly over thanks to their obvious chemistry. This all came to an end when Tucker betrayed his ham-loving friend because of reasons.
Jealousy.
Something about him playing second fiddle? I don't know, it was all done a bit half-heartedly. So, did the two men ever get a chance to fight each other in the ring?
Nope.
Like balls they did. Tucker essentially vanished from our screens, made an appearance in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal on SmackDown, and then got released a week later. Chad Gable would never. Number 5, Rusev Day. You there, boy.
Part of the Vince McMahon just being so tone deaf and not knowing what's going on, don't know what the fuck he's doing. Moment right here. Rusev Day was so over, especially as a babyface, man. Ugh.
What day is it? Why, it's Christmas Day, sir.
Nonsense.
No, you moron, it's obviously
Rusev
Rusev
Day.
Day! Because every day is Rusev Day. What began as a silly little joke quickly turned into a wildly popular tag team and stable featuring Rusev, Aiden English, and Lana. The
As
reaction
babyfaces.
Rusev and English got at Clash of Champions 2017 was insane, and the company should have just put the tag belts on them then and there. But they didn't. However, WWE did decide to clunkily break up the group about a year later. Things got a bit weird when English turned on the future Miro and began proclaiming to have slept with his wife. Thankfully, this wasn't true, so after debunking the affair, Rusev beat English on a random episode of SmackDown, and that was that. He would turn heel and join forces with Shinsuke Nakamura shortly thereafter. How WWE didn't make a bigger deal out of Rusev Day is still baffling. It was a bona fide phenomenon that elevated every person
Fucking
involved,
Vince,
and yet
that's
it
all I gotta
led
say.
to nothing. Number 4, Enzo and Cass.
Yep, we just talked about this.
WAS.
So this is back-to-back videos. We practice. So probably back to videos both with Enzo and Kaz and probably Crown Time. But yes,
E-E-D. Wasted potential. Those two words perfectly sum up Enzo
Fucking
Amore and
Vince.
Big Cass, who were easily one of the most popular tandems around
Exactly.
the time. From their rise in NXT to their transfer to the main
Oh my God, look
roster,
at Vince with the
Enzo and
look.
Cass wowed crowds with their charisma, solid tag team wrestling, and never-ending conveyor belt of catchphrases. Over the summer of 2017, both men were mysteriously attacked backstage. After Corey Graves decided to lead an investigation into the assaults, it was revealed that the man behind it all was Big Cass. Turns out he had attacked Enzo and then faked his own attack to cover it up. Bit elaborate, but alright then. They had a pay-per-view match
and we know you're about to get that same kind of situation with Melo and Trick right now.
at Great Balls of Fire, which Cass won. Then came SummerSlam, where Cass fought Big Show whilst Enzo was suspended above the ring in a shark cage. How the hell did that happen? The feud ended unexpectedly when Cass legitimately hurt himself during a street fight on Raw. The thing is, the worst part of it all was that this breakup never really needed to happen in the first
did
place.
not.
The act was actually fine as it was.
Exactly.
As I said, wasted potential.
No, it's
Number
is Vince McMahon doesn't like Chad Team. Look, Kanye meme. Anyway.
The Legion of Doom.
Yo, I gotta hear about this one.
Sometimes
Wow.
weaving a wrestler's personal life into a gimmick can be a highly effective way to add realism to a story. However, when
reason why I'm doing that because I did remember about this, and then like I said, the saddle was so fucked up they did that along with because I mentioned that when they talk about them bringing up Scott Hall's alcoholism on WCW. That's fucked up right there. Jesus Christ, yo.
their personal life includes a very real addiction to
fucked
drugs
up.
and alcohol, maybe it's best left alone. Because WWE have all the tact of an elephant being dropped from a plane, they decided to incorporate Road Warrior Hawk's substance abuse issues into the breakup
That
of
was so
beloved
fucked
tag
up.
team, the Legion
Look,
of Doom.
I don't care if that
In
character's
storyline,
a
Road Warrior Animal
I don't care
was
that character's
sick
a
of Hawk's
babyface or heel.
unreliability, and so
I don't care that oh yeah, they brought draws in RP, and then damn, all three of them that is gone now. Damn. But anyway, I don't care if the character's a babyface or a heel. Don't do shit like that. You don't bring up the personal shit like that, man. That's fucked up, man. But yeah, I forgot. That's when Draws came in and became another War Warrior, and yeah, all three of them dead now. That's crazy.
Hawk's substance abuse issues into the breakup of beloved tag team, the Legion of Doom. In storyline, Road Warrior Animal was sick of Hawk's unreliability, and so replaced him with Darren Drozdov, whose nickname was Puke.
Puke.
Again, tact. Things were already bad when the promotion decided to really push the boundaries of good taste by having Hawk climb up the Titantron on Raw and claim that he was going to jump. Droz went up to save him, but ended up pushing the Road Warrior off instead. I mean, that's one way to break up a team, by killing off one of the members. The whole thing got over like cholera, so the angle was dropped and both men left the company shortly afterwards. Number 2, The Miz and Damian.
Anyway, still. That was just fucked up. I don't care what anybody says. That was fucked up. God, yeah, that was fucked up, man.
Mizdow. When it comes to creating chicken salad from chicken, well, you know, there are few better examples in wrestling history than Damien Sandow and his stunt double gimmick. In 2014, the newly branded Damien Mizdow was brought in as a second to The Miz during his Hollywood A-lister gimmick. As his stunt double, Mizdow would take all the same bumps as his employer during his matches, despite the fact that he himself wasn't actually wrestling anyone. This duo got massively over and even landed the pair the WWE Tag Team titles at Survivor Series. After months of being belittled by the wannabe megastar, Mizdow finally snapped and threw Miz out of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal to a huge ovation. And that is when it all started to go downhill.
Exactly.
Sandow, who reverted back to his original name, got the better of Miz a few times, but would eventually lose a match on Raw to determine the owner of the Miz name. He then went back to his old impersonator gimmick, vanished for an age, and got cut in 2016. They seriously had one of the hottest storylines in the company.
I see why this was up there, because I mean, you know, him turning babyface and dropping the Miz was cool. Just the outcome at the aftermath was bad, so I can understand why that went bad.
And they didn't even get a pay-per-view match out of it. What a bloody tragedy. Number 1, the Dudley Boys. We tried to
it was like just rant. It was just rant like it did, though. It was based off a draft and everything, and then
teams being split up by drafts on this list, as they happen all the time. However, one example stands out above the rest in terms of how stupid an idea it was. Bubba Ray and Devon had always been presented as a cohesive unit following their WWE debut in 1999. Then, during the inaugural 2002 brand split, Bubba was drafted to Raw and Devon to SmackDown.
At least they didn't attack each other like Miz and had when Miz turned on John Morrison, but still, it was sucked though.
If you were Vince McMahon or Ric Flair, why would you not just draft both men over as a team? Actually, scratch that. Both of those guys have a history of making very bad decisions. Bubba fought in the hardcore division for a bit, whilst Devon became a reverend and introduced the world to Deacon Batista. They achieved very little on their own and were back together on Raw before the year was out. Sure, it's nice to try new things, but can you really call what WWE did with the Dudleys trying? If they were going to split them up, then they should have had better plans for them, but at least they were put back together before too much damage had been done.
Alright, cool. There you have it. So anyway, yeah, man. That's the wow. Like I say, that's like 10 worst ones. I mean, it was cool. I think Crime Time should have been there as well too. Was he in there? I'm not sure. Crime Time should definitely been in this as well. But either way, that bad. But that Hawk. That World War thing, Legion doing one, that was horrible, man. I kind of remember most of it regularly as well too, because one time I was like on off a little bit with wrestling at the time, because you know, as a kid, you know, if you get picked on by watching wrestling, you really think about it. But then again, I watched still here and there, but I didn't remember vaguely about that. And then I started rewatching stuff I missed and saw that whole thing. Yeah, that was tragedy right there. That was ridiculous. That was ridiculous, right? That one was as bad as them. When WCW, I heard about WCW bringing in all Hall's, Scott Hall's alcoholism in there as well too. That was sucks. Anyway, other than that, it's your boy T-Bear signing off. One love.